Well, good evening everybody. Welcome down to HOSS for the Tier 3, Tier 2 and Tier 1 nights. And Tier 3, we've just had our 2 races there, and Paul Hammond taking out that last one. So, sorry we didn't get that on the live stream. But however, got some great racing tonight from Tier 2 and Tier 1. We've got the Tier 2 guys in the car at the moment. Blair Gabbardy's one of the relative newcomers here in HOSS. Michael Pateman, Dallas Redhead, the old Ranger, and Lyndon Galbraith, Braden Carroll and Riley Harrison, who's another reasonably new guy in the seat down here. Welcome along Mitch Hamilton as well on the co-driver's seat here for commentary. And we've got qualifying out there at the moment, just the 3 minutes. It's pretty tough, isn't it, with these cars?
Especially if you lock a brake like most of them and come into some issues like they're doing now, ruins your lap and you don't get many other laps.
So 3 laps, so it's pretty much 2 hot laps. And there was a few guys, and myself included, that didn't really get a time in at all out of those 2 laps available. We'll see how the Tier 2 guys get underway as they come around to complete their out lap. And the first of 2 hot laps. You don't really want to have a spin and go off the track, because then you won't get round across the line in time. So the one out in front at the moment, the Blair Gabbardy's, he's going to be the first one to, Braden Carroll, the 122. He's the first one across the line there. Running the Dormer colours tonight there, Braden Carroll. And he had a bit of a shock of a night here the other night. Just went out of the box for Braden. He actually didn't finish a couple of races. He binned it a couple of times and thought he'd had enough and got out of the seat. Wasn't really in the mood for it. But tonight, let's see how he goes. Purple in the first sector, 23.5.
It's kind of an odd tyre too. It takes a lap or 2 to actually come up.
Yeah,
just when you think you've kind of got a bit of confidence in it, it's it still doesn't turn to the corner we're coming up. Very hard to get it to the apex.
They lock the brakes up reasonably easy too. I don't know if it's different from sim to sim, but I was in one of the bronze ones and had a very long pedal in it. Didn't really know when the brakes were going to grab, so trouble with the brakes locking up for me. But you only do 10 laps. You've got to expect to hit a few of those things. A lot of these guys are up round, I think James Carroll likes doing a few laps down here. He's probably up around 100, no doubt. But Braden Carroll, first one through to set it hot lap, 1:12.7, the time to beat. Then Lyndon Galbraith goes through on a 12.6. Blair Gabbardy's a 12.66. Michael Pateman a 13.3. Riley Harrison 13.9. And Braden Carroll yet to post a competitive time. That's a pretty good livery, that one. The number 5 Ford colours. Going back a few years. Dallas Redhead's just gone fastest in the first sector, so it looks like he's on a good lap. This will be the last lap they do, and Lyndon Galbraith there just overcooking it a wee bit. He's the man to beat at 1:12.6 from Gabbardy's. Here's Redhead running the Shell V-Power colours tonight. Just look how close those front few guys are. Getting a wee bit out of shape, Braden Carroll. Gone fastest in the second sector from 4th place there at the moment, so interesting to see what it's like when they cross the line. A couple of different lines being taken there. In fact, Lyndon Galbraith just going fastest in that first sector as they come round to reel off their last hot lap. Through they go, and Michael Pateman just jumped up there briefly, and then Lyndon Galbraith come through with an 11.5, take pole position from Michael Pateman. Good effort from him. Blair Gabbardy's, Dallas Redhead, Riley Harrison and Braden Carroll, just the 6 drivers tonight in Tier 2. So good effort there in the end from Lyndon Galbraith.
Here's where the action happens, when everyone figures out their cold tyres into turn 1.
That's right, and of course it's getting the things off the line as well. Pretty hard to get them off the line. Of course you can't pick a gear till the lights go out. Dump the clutch and then hope for the best. We've got the 4 lights tonight. First race for the Tier 2 here at Ipswich, Queensland Raceway. And away they go. A bit of a slow start there from the Red Bull car. I think it was Blair Gabbard. He's dropped down a couple of spots. In fact, he's dropped to the rear of the field as they come around the first corner. Who's that out in the dirt already? Riley Harrison.
All of them.
Is it? A couple, 2 or 3 of them out there. I think that was Lyndon Galbraith, their pole sitter. Car number 5. He's jumped back down to 4th, maybe 5th now, as Blair Gabbard goes through. And then Lyndon comes back at him. So head down the back straight for the first time. First time of 8.
Dallas is going to make a move under brakes.
Look at Braden Carroll starting off the rear of the field up to that second place already. Redhead dives down the inside of him into the hairpin as they come back into the infield section. Oh, who's that getting out of shape? Braden Carroll. He manages to keep in a straight line, takes one of the bollards out, gets a wee bit of air.
Doing a wheelie down the back straight.
Got 20% damage tonight for the, I think it's more than that for the Tier 2 guys. What's the damage tonight, Billy? 50%, is it? 50% damage on tonight for the Tier 2 and Tier 1 drivers. Makes it pretty hard. He's probably going to have a bit of shaking going on in the steering wheel, I think, Braden Carroll. Getting a wee bit of air. So race leader now, Dallas Redhead from Pateman.
Pateman just ran wide at the last corner and gave up the lead.
Down to reel off the first lap. And Redhead it is. And he's another one of these campaigners that's probably put a bit of effort into doing a few laps around this track. Takes his racing quite seriously. The old wild man from Borneo. And down the back straight he goes. Down to the very tough hairpin down there. Very easy to lock the brakes up. Better off just to brake a little bit earlier and slow in and fast out, as they say. Pateman's right there though, keeping him honest. So's Carroll.
It's coming back.
The other 3 aren't far behind. Gabbardy's out in his own there in 4th. Lyndon Galbraith, then Riley Harrison at the rear of the field. Not much between them though. He goes Pateman in the truck assist mobile car. Tucked right in behind Redhead now. Here comes Carroll. 3 of them as they head up towards the... a bit of a touch between Redhead. Carroll has a wee sniff up the inside. In fact, it's Pateman. But they're coming together there. Braden Carroll goes around the outside of Redhead. So Redhead's gone from 1st to 3rd in the space of 1 corner. And a wee bit of rubbing there, but that's nothing wrong with that.
Damage must not be affecting Braden too much.
No, although he's got Redhead right on his tail now, but pretty hard man to get past. You see him go quite defensive coming into the corner. In fact, goes up the inside of Pateman.
What a move.
And through he goes up to the lead, Braden Carroll. Great passing move there. And here comes Redhead coming back down the back straight on Pateman. And the truck assist car coming down to the hairpin. He's going to try and go up the inside. Redhead leaving the brakes pretty late, locks him up, goes into Carroll, spins him round from the race lead. And Braden Carroll will be pretty dirty on that one. And that race adjudicator having a look on there at Dallas Redhead, there's definitely got to have to be a penalty there, getting taken out from the lead. And Michael Pateman finds himself coming out the other side. And in fact, he locks the brake up, gets out in the grass. Here comes Blair Gabbard. He's through up the inside of the lead. So he's gone from 5th to the lead in the space of 2 corners, Blair Gabbardy's. And look at the rest of them starting to swamp Lyndon Galbraith there in the number 5 car. But it's Blair Gabbardy's in the Red Bull entry out from Pateman. Lyndon Galbraith, Redhead there. Harrison and Braden Carroll. There's a few F-bombs coming from his corner, that's for sure, and I don't blame him.
Gets pole for the next race though, so could be a tactical advantage.
Yeah. Still a few laps to go in this race though. He'll work his way back, but he's a long way back there. You'll see in the background as they head down the back straight once again. This time completely different. Blair Gabbardy's, Pateman, Galbraith, their pole sitter. The 3rd's coming under some pressure now from Redhead. Going to have a dive up the inside again. Redhead
gets it stopped this time.
Doesn't want to repeat of the same the lap previous. And in fact, looks like he hasn't quite got the job done yet on Galbraith. As Galbraith goes wide, he's got the correct line for the next corner. But in fact, Redhead locks a brake up.
They're side by side again.
Galbraith still keeping him honest. Looks like he's got the job done though, Redhead. And here comes Riley Harrison too on the back of Lyndon Galbraith. Great stuff from the Tier 2 guys. Down into the second hairpin. Coming back onto the main straight. Wearing the Jet Couriers colours tonight there, Riley Harrison. He's all over the back of Lyndon Galbraith. As Blair Gabberty sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:11.3. Blair Gabberty's a couple of seconds out in front, just doing it comfortably at the moment from Pateman. With 3 odd laps left to go for the Tier 2 here at Ipswich in the Queensland Raceway. Bit of a boring looking track when you look at it on paper, but she's a different kettle of fish when you're out there behind the wheel of one of these machines. Hard on the brakes. And down into another one of the very wide hairpins. Try and get the best entry out of here. Getting out of shape. Riley Harrison back there. Loses a bit of ground on Lyndon Galbraith. But manages to get it back on the island as he goes the race leader. Blair Gabberty's come down with 3 laps to go, I think, for him.
3-second lead as well, so just got to stay out there and just not lock a wheel or run off.
Pateman there in the truck assist entry. Sitting there in second, 3 seconds back. There's only a second back to Redhead. Under a maybe an investigation there. Aidan Carroll will definitely want that investigated. No doubt about that one. He was the one that was looking pretty sharp. A couple of nice passes early on. And just taken out there by Redhead down in the hairpin with a bit of a brake lock-up. So Pateman looking pretty safe there in second at the moment too, Mitch, as Redhead has another dive. But no way through there. He's starting to cook his tyres a wee bit there with a couple of lock-ups. And I'll definitely feel that through the steering wheel.
Galbraith's also kind of coming back there. He obviously was the pole sitter, so he has got the speed. He just, needs to stop the mistakes.
It's starting to pinch those tyres now, you see. Allowed Galbraith, who we're on board with at the moment, to get a little bit closer. Wee bit of a twitch there. Getting the power down. 4th gear up to 100 metre board, chop it down a couple of gears. Try and ride a tyre up in there if you can. Help pull you around the corner a bit. Redhead comes out of that corner a wee bit better off than Lyndon Galbraith. Couple of laps left to go for the Tier 2 drivers. Still Blair Gabberty's.
Dallas runs a bit wide there, drops a wheel. Doesn't seem to affect him.
They're looking pretty tidy though now. They've sort of sorted themselves out a bit. Still got Braden Carroll there at the back. He'll be spitting in his chips tonight when he gets home. A bit of a lightning storm just there for a minute. This is Queensland after all. There's Redhead. He'll be full of excuses after this race, no doubt. Well to hear it. The brake pedal, this and that. As a few of us say. He's sitting in 3rd at the moment, under a bit of a investigation. We'll probably see a replay of that, no doubt.
Still not stopping him trying to look for second place though. He's catching him.
Yeah, he's keeping him on, that's for sure, but he's going to run out of laps. Come down with one more to go after this one. In fact, this is the last lap. Gabberty's out of just over 3.5 seconds now, doing it nice and easy. He'll start buttoning off a wee bit, I would say, the second half of the lap. Can't say that for Michael Pateman though, as Redhead gets out in the grass. He's probably going to try and do a dive bomb up the inside again down in the hairpin. He lost a wee bit of momentum there getting those 2 wheels out in the grass, and no way he's going to get him from there.
Try and get the car stopped and turned and have another run for the next corner.
Oh, and he gets a wee bit out of shape trying to get the power down. So that's pretty much game over for Redhead. He's not going to make any advantage from there unless Pateman makes a mistake. And he's looked pretty solid all race here, Michael Pateman. Galbraith not too far back, a second and a bit back. There's Redhead. Those front tyres just not doing the job now after those lock-ups. And understeers out in that grass, but stays 3rd as the race leader. Blair Gabberty's going to come down and take the race win. It's pretty good stuff for Blair. Well driven. Michael Pateman well driven as well. Dallas Redhead under a penalty perhaps McLeod perhaps, and then it's Lyndon Galbraith, Braden Carroll and Riley Harrison will come through to reel off race 1 for the Tier 2 drivers here at Ipswich in Queensland, the Queensland Raceway. So overall, Mitch, a bit messy at the start, but once they settle down, not too bad.
Yeah, quite hard to drive these cars on the cold tyres, so we'll probably see the same again. But obviously interesting, doesn't matter where you start in this race, as the winner came from the back of the field. So
that's right. So perhaps it's Braden Carroll's chance to lead from pole, perhaps. Here we go. Who have we got on pole? We've got.
I think we're trying to look at the post-race investigation.
Just looking at this hit.
I think this is it here.
I think it's the end of the back straight is where it was.
So you get this is where they get the run.
He gets a run on them here.
Yes.
Comes up that inside line.
Misses
Carroll out in front there. By a mile at this stage. And here he comes under
very
brakes.
late.
Can't stop it. Can't turn it. Straight into the side of Braden Carroll, and that's really ruined his race. So no doubt we'll find out the repercussions of that after this next race. Riley Harrison on pole, Braden Carroll, Lyndon Galbraith, Dallas Redhead, Michael Pateman and Blair Gabbies. That's how they line up the 6 cars for the Tier 2 tonight. And reverse grid, waiting on the lights.
It's been interesting to see how they go into turn 1 this time, see if they've learned anything.
Certainly will. Lights out and away we go. They crack them into gear. Everyone off to a pretty good start as they get the hammer down and head down towards turn 1. It looks like Riley Harrison might have the jump in the first corner, but Braden Carroll says no, I'm not going to have that. And in fact just gets through in time. Lyndon Galbraith sneaks up the inside. So does Redhead Pateman. So Riley Harrison's dropped down 4 spots from that pole position. In fact, he's gone to the back of the field by the end of the turn and heading down the back straight. And it's Braden Carroll from Lyndon Galbraith. And Dallas Redhead in tow as well.
See what he can do this time.
Into the hairpin, cold brakes, cold tyres. Braden Carroll does it all on his own this time. And just to bring it back on, but he's going to pull it back in 5th, just in front of Harrison. And that's what happens with the cold tyres and the cold brakes. And these things just seem to understeer a fair bit. Oh. There he goes, Pateman it is. Yes. Pateman having troubles.
They get used to the last race, having warm tyres and memorise all the braking points, and then jump on to a new race on cold tyres. And
Braden Carroll now coming back up the inside of Gabbies. Here we go. Gabbies looking to break up just about on the back of Redhead. He's up to 3rd. He might get second done to Braden Carroll, so it'll be a pretty good recovery as Gabbies gets out of shape. Oh. So does Harrison. Oh, Redhead. Carroll puts him in the wall. Didn't see the start of that, but however, he'll definitely feel that with 50% damage on, hitting the wall like that.
I don't think cars normally reach that wall, but...
No, not the inside one anyway, but he had a fair head of steam on when he was heading over on the grass. And however, you can see him still going in the background, but Braden Carroll...
You'd be worried if you're Lyndon after that, seeing that in your mirrors.
That's right, yeah, because we know that Braden, he doesn't hold back at all, especially when it comes to attacking. Lyndon Galbraith heads back up the infield in front at the moment from Carroll, Gabbies, Pateman, Harrison, and of course Redhead just having that big biff into the wall on the inside. And he'll have a wee bit of left hand down or right hand down or something going on, no doubt. He'll be shaking a wee bit as Carroll goes wide out in the grass, but keeps the boot up it, doesn't lose any momentum. And down into this last hairpin before the front straight. And it's still going to be Galbraith doing a good job at the moment. We have seen him have moments of lapse of concentration and understeering out and all over the place. We won't put the mockers on him just yet though. He's keeping it nice and tidy, but he knows he's got a couple of hard charges, only a second or 2 behind him.
Only lap 3 of 8 too, so there's still quite a bit of time left in this race.
It's very early on, and then Pateman's managed to recover to 4th and he's wee way back. Not close enough to force a move down here in the braking zone, either of these 3 guys, so it'll just be a matter of a bit of a brake lock up there from Carroll. just about gets her out in the sand there, but lost a wee bit of momentum as you see Gabby start to close in on him a wee bit. So he lost a wee bit of exit speed. Down into this other wee tricky corner here, pinch the brake quite easy as you see most of them doing. And then take it easy out here and don't want to go too wide out in that grass or you end up over by that Dick Smith sign there. Back into the last corner and onto the front straight. Galbraith still hanging on. He's got a long way to go though. He's only got another 4 laps to try and keep it out there in front. And now we've got Gabbity's looking quite racy on Carroll
Fastest
as they
lap
come
of that
down
last
the end of the
race.
front straight. Carroll doesn't want to look in his mirrors. He just wants to keep the thing looking ahead. He wants to attack and defend at the same time, Braden Carroll. Gabbity's looking pretty racy though, getting a bit of a toe down that back straight, down to the hairpin. Hard on the brakes, he locks the brakes up, give him a bit of a tap from behind Gabbity's. Carroll would have felt that. And anyhow, they get round the corner all right, but we lost a wee bit of momentum there, Gabbity's did. As we got Dallas Reed here there, having a wee bit of a moan to the Billy Wick rally about the definitely not going too good there, Dallas Reed here. Not too much damage there at the moment. He's just going to be trying to finish and get some points. Still Lyndon Galbraith and status quo out there, Mitch. About the same gap they were last time. Fastest lap of the race, a 10.7 from Blair Gabbity's. So he's looking on fire at the moment in the Red Bull entry as he goes wide.
Just couldn't get it turned into turn 1.
And you just see how much momentum he lost out of that. He was right on the back of Braden Carroll. There's a head down the back straight. Carroll starting to look a wee bit racy now on Galbraith. Galbraith will be looking hard in the mirrors. Looked like he was going out for a bit of a dive there. Carroll, when he has, he's going for a sniff up the inside, or a bit of a rear brake lock up there from Galbraith, which allowed Carroll through, and then a bit of a hit in the side there as Carroll tried to get through the tight section, and the rear come round into the side, but he just gets the job done, just Braden Carroll. So now Lyndon Galbraith, well, maybe a wee bit of pressure off, but there he's got to come back and try and attack Braden Carroll somehow. Blair Gabbity's is a wee way back, so he doesn't have to worry about him too much at the moment with 3 laps to go. Great colours there on the Mustang, the old Ford livery from way back when. I think it must have been when Winterbottom, I think, drove for them.
Seaton
Right.
Seaton colours from...
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, way back even further. So 1:10.8 from Braden Carroll, the fastest lap of the race. Now he's got a wee bit of clear air. As long as he doesn't overcook it like he has done before, he's got a safe enough gap there at the moment. He can go into the braking zone here knowing that, hey, I'm pretty good. I'm only going to get into trouble if someone else comes flying through. And Dallas Reed here's not in shot, so he's pretty safe as he gets out of shape trying to get the power down. And that's allowed Galbraith to close right up as well. Down in the braking zone here. Carroll a wee bit defensive there, sitting middle of the track. Pinching the brake and allowed Galbraith just to close up within 2 or 3 car lengths as they head back up towards the last corner.
Gabbity's on that last corner, ran a bit wide too, so he just needs to keep it on the track and try and catch up to this battle.
All trying hard, that's for sure. It's going to be Braden Carroll comes down with 2 laps left to go. Galbraith, Gabbity's wee way back's Pateman, and he's got 4.5 seconds back to Riley Harrison. And Dallas Reedhead, well, he's a lap down. He's limping around with a fair bit of damage after ending up in that infield fence with 50% damage on tonight. So, last thing you need, Mitch, is a hit to the wall at 50%.
Yeah, especially the inside wall, that's quite a wee way off the track.
It's not only that, it takes you so long to get back onto the track, doesn't it? You'll be out there trying to get the accelerator down to get back onto the hard stuff, and you end up spinning it. So here's our race leader, Braden Carroll.
Just not as fast into the set of corners as he is everywhere else on the track, and kind of loses a bit of time.
And then in the background there, Blair Gavity's going wide. Just going to allow Pateman to close in a little bit. The leader's up to the final corner. Still not much between them, just under a second between the top two. Now Gavity's coming under some pressure, and he goes wide into the last corner too. Pateman now on the attack, trying to get that last podium spot. Last lap for the Tier 2 guys, race 2 for them here at Ipswich. I think it's another Tony Quinn owned track, isn't it?
Yep, one of the many there.
There won't be many tracks that aren't owned by Tony Quinn in the next few years, but however, no doubt he will tidy them up like he has in New Zealand tracks. And down into the hairpin, you see the brakes glowing there from Gavity's. Just manages to pull it up. Oh, Pateman trying to get the power down. He gets a big power slide going on as they come back down in the infield. Down into the double left.
Battle for the lead.
So, Nick Galbraith keeping him honest, but nothing he can really do there unless Braden Carroll makes a huge mistake. He's keeping it looking pretty tight at the moment as he comes around the last corner, Braden Carroll. It's going to be redemption for him. As he comes down, he'll take the checkered flag. Great fight back for him. And Lyndon Galbraith, a good second for him too. Blair Gavity's going to hang on to third from Michael Pateman. And then it'll be Riley Harrison. And Dallas Redhead will be a lap down after sustaining too much damage earlier on there. Here he is coming through. But good stuff there from the Tier 2 guys. And no doubt we'll keep you informed of any penalties that may ensue from the Tier 2 drivers.
On to the Tier 1 drivers.
Yeah. So we'll have a look at another set of replays here. Everything looks pretty good there. So here we go. Wee bit of touch and go here. Braden Carroll, not much Carroll could do there once the car got out of shape come across. So I think that's just a racing incident really, that one. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back down here at HOSS shortly, and we'll chuck the Tier 1 drivers in, and we'll do the same thing with those guys. As you can hear in the background, a lot of debrief going on. Some of these guys take it quite serious, Mitch, don't they?
Yeah, it's win it or bin it for some of them, but
it's a wonder there hasn't been a bit of biffo down here over the last year or two. Has been the old walkout.
Yeah, never say never.
Yeah. So good racing from the Tier 2 guys. And congratulations, Braden Carroll, coming back. Great race win there. Well, we're going to track the Fast 8 guys in there. Good to see Corbin back. Corbin's been out for the last couple of months. He's probably done more laps in the last couple of weeks than we have. And of course, we'll swap it out later on. We'll go to Ruapuna and the Anglia. Mitch will be V8.
I never did a good time there, so I'm not looking forward to that one.
No. She's lots of power down low and not much up top.
Quite a fun wee car, but yeah, it's just it's hard.
Even the graphics are pretty cool though. The Anglia dash, the whole
nice car to drive too. I'm not sure how the cars that are 3 seconds a lap faster than me do it, but I guess we'll get to see that later on tonight.
No doubt. That's why they're called the Fast 8. We've seen the Fast 8 tonight. Just going to have a quick practice. It's Billy Rowley, Andrew Bruce, Alex Sprague, Corbin Sprague, Johnny Small, Nick McPherson, and of course the old super sub from way back, Morgan Dorr. So got the Fast 7, I should say. So looks like they're straight into qualifying. So just the 3 minutes for qualifying, they'll be right on it straight away. It'll be interesting to see what times we see for these guys, Mitch. I think we had a 1:10 for the Tier 2, so it'll be interesting to see what the Tier 1 drivers can pull out of the bag.
May not see it in qualifying with only a couple of laps to do and cold tyres, but certainly in the race you'll see some times.
Right, so we have to get used to who's driving what car again. Looks like Nick McPherson's in the truck assist car.
Couple off it, turn 3 there.
Well, there's a few of them off already there. What I found with 3 minutes is you had to have a reasonably quick fast out lap and then not doof up your first lap if you wanted to have a second lap. So
all it takes is not to get the turn in where you think you're going to turn in, and it ruins your lap and the next lap sometimes. So.
Well, even 2 laps doesn't really bring them tyres up to temperature too good. So you're really clenching the old arse cheeks together and just hanging on by those cold tyres.
Kind of just guessing how much grip you've got going into the next lap. So
it'll be Andrew Bruce in the Red Bull Camaro who will, Billy Rowley it is, that will get them underway. Andrew Bruce, Morgan Dorr, got Alex and Corbin, Johnny and Nick, so a good lineup tonight.
Battle of the brothers.
Yeah, harder to pick than the old proverbial broken snout. But all eyes will be on young Alex anyway. He seems to be at the top of most things around here. There's Billy Rowley. He comes around to the Red Bull entry. Andrew Bruce in the Penrite one by the looks of it. So 1:10.5 I think was the qualifying time for the Tier 2s. We'll see how the Tier 1 drivers pan out. Billy Rowley was going to be the first guy across the line, down to the last corner now. There he is. And
see what his time is.
M-Pole Camaro. And here he goes. What can he reel off? A 1:10.1. That's pretty good straight out of the bag. He's got this lap as well. 19 seconds left on the time in qualifying. Should get a second lap in.
We should check out the other
Alex
times. That was a mega lap.
12.7. Corbin Sprague at 12.2. 12.9 for Johnny Small. Billy Rowley fastest in the second sector, so he's going even quicker. Nick McPherson yet to post the time, so obviously didn't have a very good second lap. And neither did Andrew Bruce.
It's quite an impressive time, still being on cold tyres too.
That's right, yeah. So Rowley gone purple in the first sector, so he's going to go even quicker. We might see a 109 come out of the bag here. Well, mind you, a yellow middle sector for him, so up in the air. Oh, there's someone out in the dirt there. Not too sure who that was. Alex Sprague in the Optus Mustang. A wee bit of a slide going on as he tries to get the power down. Billy Rowley goes through a 109.7. What can the rest of them do? Alex Sprague 11.3. Andrew Bruce 11.33. Morgan Dorr 11.9. Corbin Sprague 12.2. And a 12.4 and a 12.9. So a bit of a spread there. 3 seconds from first to 7th. So she's a quick fire qualifying. So Billy Rowley off the front row. Alex Sprague beside him. This will be a good battle. We've seen a good battle between these guys here a couple of 3 weeks ago. In fact, the whole race, I think it was a 16 lap race. There was only 0.4 of a second between the two of them for most of the race. It's very impressive indeed. Check it out on the YouTube channel. So 4 lights. Race 1 for Tier 2. Great start from Billy Rowley in the Red Bull entry. Bit of a slow start there from Sprague. It's allowed Andrew Bruce to sneak through in the Ford number 5 as they head down to the first corner. Pretty gingerly through here. We've seen Tier 2 and Tier 3 cars coming off there at the first lap.
Watching and know what the go is on the first lap.
So everyone keeping it together as they head down the back straight for the first time. Rowley coming across, trying to get a bit of heat into those tyres. Gets down to the braking zone. Alex Sprague coming under pressure from Andrew Bruce, who's got that inside line. Oh, a bit of a bump there from behind. Who was that? That was Corbin Sprague, it was, in the Castrol car. Hit Andrew Bruce, I think it was. Around the infield hairpin, the double left. Still Rowley from Alex Sprague, Corbin Sprague, side by side, the two of them. Alex just getting a wee bit out of shape in the Optus entry. Here comes Andrew Bruce trying to go up the middle of the two Sprague brothers into the last corner, come round to complete lap number 1. It's a Rowley out in front. Oh, someone's going to go in the grass there. I think that was Andrew Bruce, who's dropped down another spot. Johnny Small finds himself up in 4th. So it's Rowley from Corbin Sprague, Alex Sprague in the Optus entry. Two brothers fighting it out there for 2nd and 3rd. Johnny Small, who's also involved in that Team Sprague race team, sitting there in 4th place. Andrew Bruce coming under a wee bit of pressure from Morgan Dorr. Nick McPherson now having a look on Morgan Dorr, and he should get him up the inside there in the braking zone, although Morgan's coming back at him around the outside and takes that position back. So on board with Alex Sprague, chasing Corbin down to into the midfield. Double left-hander here. Crest sort of falls away a wee bit and come round here. Don't want to go too wide out in that grass and head up towards the last corner. You see the 100 metre board there on the left. Hard on the brakes. Down to 2nd gear. Down to 1st gear for Alex. Short shift into 2nd. Comes down to reel off another one. Corbin just starting to eke out a wee bit of a gap there though. Just about got down to 6 or 7 tenths. Really got it on the knife edge there, Corbin. You see up in front with it moving around a wee bit there through the corner. Just feeding wee inputs in.
Billy's already up to a 4-second lead, so he's running away with it.
He is running away with it, isn't he? Only 3 laps in. Hard down into the braking zone. Still Corbin Sprague in 2nd. Alex Sprague in that 3rd place. Johnny Small not too far back. Bit of a gap back to Andrew Bruce. Morgan Dorr and Nick McPherson still having that battle at the back. Not much between those two, but tidy stuff for the Fast 7 tonight.
Yeah, not a lot of brake locking or going off the track.
No, very tidy. A lot different than Tier 3 anyway, Jimmy Carroll, isn't it? Oh, brake lock up there from Alex. Very easy to do in these big tanks. Rowley comes through to reel off lap number 4. Well, we'll start lap number 4, I should say. Got 4.5 seconds back to Corbin Sprague, and then another second back to Alex. And not too far away, Johnny Small in that Penrite entry. Pretty much evenly spread out now all these guys. No one really trying to force a move on anyone just yet. And this is what we typically see with the Fast 8 guys. There's not many mistakes, and once they sort themselves out, then that's where they seem to stay. So great to see Corbin Sprague down here once again at HOSS. Had a couple of months off. But of course, young Alex, he's topped most of the monthly charts for the last year or so. Very hard to beat, but he's got a bit of work to do there from 3rd place at the moment. Chasing down his brother Corbin. There's Corbin there in the Castrol entry.
Billy with a 9.6.
Yes, he's coming on song now, isn't he? The tyres 4 or 5 laps old. And the temperatures will be looking pretty sharp at the moment. As long as you don't have too many lockups and get those flat spots on them. Here's a Morgan Dorr on the Isuzu Trucks Premier Racing Camaro at the back of the pack. He's a second behind Nick McPherson. Two of them always had a pretty good battle. But not much between the mid-pack though. Forget about the race leader. He's long gone. 6 seconds now. He's over a second quicker than anybody else a lap. Is Billy Rowley.
Everyone's about a second apart, so one lock up and you catch back up to the guy. So
yeah, as you just see there, the truck assist car locking the brake up. Nick McPherson just allowed Morgan Dorr to close up a wee bit. Having a good battle at the back. It doesn't matter whereabouts you are, you'll be at the back of the field as long as you've got someone to have a bit of a play with. Then it's all good fun. And here goes Corbin into the turn 1 section. Quite a fast corner, that one. Got to get that right to get a run along that short straight to get a good run around that long right-hander onto the back straight. So well spread out now, these guys, after 5 laps. But we've yet to see anyone have a spin. Seen a wee bit of lock-ups and the odd bit of understeering going on. But generally been pretty tidy. And here's Andrew Bruce. So didn't gain much that last lap. Billy Rowley still got it around the 6 second mark, which you can sort of not blame him for buttoning off a wee bit. He'll know the times and where everybody's sitting as he sets the fastest lap again, a 1:09.47. So he's not really sitting back taking it easy.
I'd be happy with a 10, not a 10.4, let alone a 9.4.
That's right. He's really got the bull by the horns, as they say. And that's the great thing about sim racing. You don't have to be the old racing greyhound to get up the front there. It takes all sorts. And Billy Rowley, the man out in front at the moment, who cut his motorsport pedigree, Mitch Hamilton, and trial bike racing, believe it or not. Did Billy Rowley as a youngster, him and his brother, into their trials. So she's getting a little bit closer there. Andrew Bruce getting on the back of Johnny Small. Starting to make Johnny think twice now.
You start driving in your mirrors.
Is that right? He's got Alex up in front who's doing a good job, not getting out of shape. Then all of a sudden you got a mirror full of Andrew Bruce. He'll have a big head of steam going too, Andrew Bruce. He'll be fixated on that rear bumper. Here's a come around the right-hander, double right-hander, and onto the back straight.
Lose a bit of time through there.
Try not to run too wide there. But Billy Rowley, 8 seconds now the lead back to Corbin Sprague. It's pretty unheard of, really. A big lead like that in the fast 8.
And an 8-lap race as well.
That's right. He's on the last lap at the moment, Billy Rowley. And there's not much anybody else can do. There he goes there. He's got one hairpin corner to go before he comes back round on the front straight in that Red Bull Impole entry. And keeping it nice and tidy. Comes down the front straight's going to take the checkered flag. Billy Rowley, excellent race win. Didn't make any mistakes whatsoever.
Corbin's going to get the first blood in the Battle of the Brothers.
That's right. Corbin takes second. Alex is going to come back a couple of seconds further back, take third. Johnny Small fourth. And Andrew Bruce has to settle for fifth. Nick McPherson wins the battle between himself and Morgan Dorr. But in the end, not too much between the whole field when you add it all up. So pretty good stuff, really, from the fast 8. I should say the fast 7 it is tonight. So
now we'll reverse it and see how fast Billy can come through the field in the next one.
That's right. Depends how he is at passing. You can see some people might be quick and clear here, but not too good in the old race paces. We're going to see Morgan Dorr and Johnny Small off. Don't know why Johnny Small's starting there. It should be Nick McPherson up there. However, 7 cars there. Morgan Dorr on the front. Johnny Small and Nick McPherson on the second row. Away we go, everyone off to a pretty good start. Perhaps a bit of a slow start there for Morgan Dorr. Andrew Bruce got a bit of a run on him to try and go around the outside. Who's that's Billy Rowley in the background, going around and around and around.
Trying to handicap himself already.
He certainly is. And that's the truck assist car getting into trouble as well. I think that was Nick McPherson who got out in the dirt, but it's going to be Andrew Bruce, the old fastest ringer down there. Oh, he gets a wee bit out of shape too, does he? No, he's just trying to warm those tyres up. But look at this 3 wide heading down to the hairpin. This could end in disaster. No. Oh, yeah, we can see that coming a mile away. That's the Penrite car of Johnny Small. He was on the inside. And I don't know who that was in the middle. Might have been Morgan Dorr, I think, was in the middle of that sandwich. Here comes Corbin and Sprague going to try and go up the inside. Morgan Dorr stays centre of the track to try and defend a wee bit, which he does. And who's that trying to go around the outside? That's
Smalley. He's trying to get a run.
Johnny Small. So he's going to pick a position up there on Corbin Sprague as they shoot out the other side and head up to the last corner. And there goes Billy Rowley at the rear of the field. Got a lot of work to do from the back there. Another wee touch. Johnny Small it was on Morgan Dorr. And getting a wee bit out of shape. And around he goes Morgan Dorr. He's going to go into that inside wall as he might just stay off it. So he won't get too much damage there. But see that coming a mile away. Morgan Dorr and Johnny Small. Johnny Small come out and pressure now from Corbin Sprague as we dive up the inside of the Castrol Mustang. Try and get a run on Johnny Small round through here. And it's lucky there wasn't a touch there because Johnny was just about out in the dirt. He had no room to go out. He's going to come across and defend, does he, Johnny? No, he doesn't. He thought he was pretty safe there with Corbin in behind. So it's Andrew Bruce leading the way from Alex Sprague, Johnny Small, Corbin Sprague, Nick McPherson, and Billy Rowley's managed to get through on Morgan Dorr, who had that bit of an issue there. So 3 wide down the hairpin just doesn't work. It doesn't work pretty much most corners. And,
battle for the lead now.
Yeah, so he's getting a wee bit closer, Billy Rowley. Just a couple of seconds back from Nick McPherson, so we'll keep an eye on him. Only 2 laps in. He was the man on fire in the race previous.
Fastest lap that time for Billy, so he's making his way back.
Yeah, that's Alex getting out in the dirt. Kept his foot up it though. Down the back straight again, only half a second between the two of them. Bit of a gap back to Johnny Small and Corbin Sprague, who are having a good battle. And then Nick McPherson, Billy Rowley, second and a half now behind Nick McPherson, so closing that gap up as well. And visually see how close he is, Billy, just about on the back of this train. As there's our race leader in the Ford Credit number 5, Andrew Bruce. Alex Sprague in the Optus Mustang. Goes a wee bit wide there, Alex, but keeps the boot hard in.
Red Bull car now at the back of the train, just coming onto the straight now.
Yeah, he's not far away, is he? Only 3 laps down, just ready to start the force, and not quite halfway yet. As long as he can get on the back of this train, I think he should be able to pick up a few spots anyway, Billy Rowley. Might not get to the front, but maybe a podium perhaps. As these 2 out the front still battling away. Still Andrew Bruce, he'll be looking in the mirrors hard out.
Smalley's gone off the track there.
Was 2, he's gone back to 6, Johnny Small. So not too sure if he had a dive on Corbin or not. It didn't pay off, but here goes Rowley having a look at Nick McPherson, is it? He might try the old up and under in the braking zone. Here he goes. And he'll go through easy enough, Billy Rowley, as he rides a tyre up on the inside ripple strip. He goes for the lead. Andrew Bruce and Alex Sprague try and go around the outside. We'll try and do the up and under coming out of the left-handers. On board with, we'll just see Alex coming into shot. Likes getting a wheel out in the grass here. Alex, he's not too afraid of it, that's for sure. Down into the last corner. Can he get some good drive out of here onto the back straight? Onto the front straight, I should say. So the gap's still about the same, around that half a second as Corbin Sprague sets the fastest lap from third. Then Rowley comes through and sets the fastest lap again at 109.5. From fourth place now, Billy Rowley.
0.6 of a second faster than anyone else on that lap.
So he's still got 3.5 laps to go, Billy Rowley, to get the job done. So still Alex Sprague all over the back of Andrew Bruce, who goes defensive, and the number 5 car sits middle of the track as they come into the hairpin again and comes across. He says to Alex, if you want to pass me, you've got to go around the outside. As they drag themselves up towards the infield, the double left-hander. Hard on the brakes here.
He's going to try and go around the outside.
Still got that inside line, Andrew Bruce. Here goes Corbin Sprague on board with him. He's got a bird's eye view of what's going on. Alex once again out in the grass. So head up to the last corner before the front straight. And you'll see that Andrew Bruce being very defensive on that inside line. Alex Sprague will try and get a quicker run out and on board with Billy Rowley. He's got a bird's eye view of what's going on up there as well. So going to be an interesting couple of laps between these two as Rowley sets another fastest lap of the race at 109.4. Through turn 1 they go. Oh, Alex Sprague getting a wee bit out of shape. Has a wee sniff up the inside and gets the job done as Andrew Bruce gets a wee bit out of shape. Here comes Corbin Sprague into the back of him and around he goes. And comes and puts Rowley into the fence, does he? Rowley had to take evasive action there, but comes out the other side in third. Andrew Bruce, you can hear it in the background, the old ranger getting the old headed steam wound up there, and why not? Either he got turned around and he'll be pretty dirty on that, and you won't hear about the end of that one till next week probably. And don't ask him tomorrow how he went last night, because he could be in for about a half an hour story, and it won't be his fault. But never mind. Alex Sprague coming out the other side in the lead. Corbin Sprague now in second. So it'll be interesting to see how the points will stack up there, because Corbin was first of the Sprague boys the race previous. There goes Nick McPherson there. He's not too far behind Andrew Bruce. But there goes the race leader. Couple of laps left to go for Alex. And he's got a second half back to Corbin there in the Castrol car. And then Billy Rowley, how far back is he? He got stitched up a wee bit there, Billy Rowley. He was looking pretty racy, and then had to take avoiding action there between Andrew Bruce and Alex Sprague, I think it was.
I think Billy's car's got a bit of damage from when he hit the wall there, because he's not making as much in-ground to the front guys as he was before.
No, that's right. Of course, damage set at 50% tonight, so you don't want to go hitting anything or getting biffed in the side by anybody, because you'll definitely feel it through the steering wheel. You have a bit of left hand down or something, a lot of understeer. There goes Morgan Dorr. He's a lap down, so he's obviously sustained a wee bit of damage when he went off the track, although he didn't go into the wall. And there goes Andrew Bruce. Sitting there in 5th place. Nick McPherson in 6th. It's all Alex Sprague though on the last lap. As they spread themselves out, about a second between them all now. On board with Billy Rowley, the previous race winner. Let's see what he can do with half a lap left to go. See a wee bit later on the brakes there than the two Sprague brothers up front. Corbin takes quite a deep braking into there. It's a turn. Heading up towards the infield, the double left-hander.
I think he's going to run out of track before he gets to these guys.
Of course, Corbin's a seasoned racer. He knows how to defend, that's for sure. You'll see Alex out there in the grass once again. Corbin being defensive on the inside line there. He'll come back across a bit. Oh, Rowley's going to go up the inside as he left the gate open, did Corbin. And he looks like he's got the job done there. There's going to be a drag race down to the checkered flag, but Rowley's going to come through and get it by 0.09 of a second. Some great stuff there from the Fast 8. Billy Rowley coming back from those troubles earlier on, takes second place, and Corbin Sprague takes third. Some great stuff there from the Fast 8. So that was a great move from Billy Rowley up the inside. We did see Corbin being defensive coming into it, and Billy took the wide entry in and did the old up and under and got the job done. It's a great race here. Alex Sprade from Rowley from Corbin Sprague.
So laps at Ruapuna. So random draw. We basically going to where you're on the grid, you're on the grid.
Welcome back down to HOSS here. It's a change of scenery now. We go to Canterbury, to Christchurch, Ruapuna Park Raceway, the Euromark Motorsport Park. It's been called all sorts of different things over the years. And we're going into a random grid draw. So it looks like Gavities and Pateman off the front from Redhead, Carroll, Brader, Lyndon and Riley. Just one race in these V8 Anglias. And waiting on the lights out. Pretty tricky wee cars. Looks pretty cool, and away we go. Bit of a slow start there from back in the third row. Hamish Brader it is that's jumped in for the Tier 2s. And away they go down to the first corner. And who's, not too sure who's in what. Looks like Blair Gavity's in the green machine, gets out of shape. And that's all it takes in these wee things. Not many, you don't see many Anglia V8s around, and you've got a few of them out there on track at the moment. Lots of talk down below, but not much up the top as he's getting out of shape once again. Blair Gavity's, I think it is. Not 100%, but it's going to be Hamish Brader by the looks in the yellow car. Oh, he gets a tag too from Pateman. Then Redhead finds himself out in front. So Redhead in the NGK number 23 leads him through the infield. And through the S's from Michael Pateman, Braden Carroll in the yellow entry it is. The 66 Willwood one, here he is. Then behind him, Riley Harrison. Nice wee drift going on, but very much in the throes of an Oscar car, these wee Anglias. With the V8s and them sound pretty good in the background. As who's that getting out of the grass? Pateman, I think it was. And Carroll goes through up to second. Pateman drops back to third. This is the battle here between Riley Harrison and Galbraith. Galbraith will have a wee sniff up the inside, will he? And he does, goes up a spot. So Hamish Brader's gone to the back of the pack. And everyone had a little bit of trouble there on that first lap as we come down to reel off lap number 1 of 7 here at the Euromark Motorsport Park in Christchurch. And these wee V8 Anglias, and just look at the graphics there, pretty cool with these big 10-inch tyres on the rear, 8s on the front. And they handle pretty good too. Once the tyres are warm, that is. As we head up along the back straight on the run up to the hairpin. Down the first or second gear there. Someone having a wee look up the inside. I think that was Lyndon Galbraith in the green angle box. Tucked in behind him. Pateman looking pretty racy there in the number 22. Taking quite a bit of curb there, all those guys. Oh, getting out of shape there, Lyndon Galbraith. He's used to going sideways in the rally cars, but not here at the Euro Park Motorsport Park. So forget about the race leader, Dallas Redhead. A wee bit of redemption for him. He's had a couple of pretty sad races tonight, and leading at the moment is just about seen Galbraith running the back of Harrison there in the red and blue number 67. He'll try and have a wee dive up the inside into the head, onto the final corner, onto the back straight. And he gets the position back as Redhead leads him through 2 laps out in front there. Second and a half back to Braden Carroll. Pateman in the third. He goes Riley Harrison trying to get that spot back off Lyndon Galbraith. Takes a lot of inside curb there. Up through the wee right-hander. Nice left-hander onto the short straight leading up to the hairpin. And now we've got Braden Carroll putting all the pressure on the world on Dallas Redhead. We're seeing a bit of a coming together back there. Who was that? Michael Pateman. And Blair Gavity's gone round as well. And through goes Hamish Brader. Gains a couple of spots there in the wee yellow and red car. But there's Braden Carroll. We've seen these two have a bit of coming together in the V8s. And let's see how clean these guys can keep it as they head up round through the left-hander. Then a bit of a short straight onto the last corner, leading on to the back straight. Well, that's Dallas Redhead in the white NGK Sparkplugs car. Braden Carroll loses it all by himself. He should pull it back onto the track, but he's going to lose a lot of positions. In fact, he'll lose one to Riley Harrison, who's managed to drop Lyndon Galbraith. And Riley Harrison finds himself in second now with Braden Carroll pulling him behind there in third. So obviously a moment there for Lyndon Galbraith. He was right on the tail of Riley Harrison there half a lap or so ago. And he finds himself back in fourth, Lyndon Galbraith. So pretty racy wee cars, the Anglia V8s. Here's an onboard shot. Look at the dash in these things. Looks pretty cool, just like they were in the day. Just trying not to lock a brake up there is Braden Carroll. And he tries and goes up the inside of Riley Harrison. But Harrison's got that inside light as they come up to the S's. And Carroll will have to do the old up and under, and he gets the job done. A great passing move. He could see that was on right from, he even got into the corner there. Set himself up nicely, Braden Carroll, and snuck up the inside of Riley Harrison there. And he's got a bit of a job to do now to catch up with Dallas Reedhead. The old hand grenade with the pin out, Dallas Reedhead. We have seen him be out in front like he is at the moment, and then just have a moment all on his own, pull the pin out, throw it out the window, and boom. Can really put his race. And there goes Blair Gabbity's. And Michael Pateman having a wee duel there at the back. These two here have been at the pointy end of the field in the V8s. And down the rear of the field here at the moment. Having a good battle amongst themselves. Gabbity's in the green car. Gets a wee bit of a touch there from Pateman. Around he goes. And just keep it out of the sand. And that's all it takes in these things, just to get a wee bit out of shape. You see they've got the big wing on the back. Probably gives them a wee bit of downforce, I guess, in a straight line, but they get out of shape, they lose their downforce, and around they go, these big tyres on the back. You've got to remember the tyres back in this period were nowhere near what they're like now. The big old gun drops that might sit around for 8-9 months of the year, then get strapped onto the car. Whereas tyre technology's come a long way since the old Oscar days, that's for sure. Couple laps left to go for Reedhead. The gap now down to half a second, so Carroll's got the pressure on this time. And he might have a wee dive up the inside here. He comes across in defence, does Reedhead. And the NGK number 23, Carroll will try to sneak up the inside, and they'll have a good drag down the back straight. And Reedhead comes across, and Braden Carroll, fastest lap of the race at 22.7. He's got the inside line into the very fast left-hander. There's Braden Carroll, but he sweeps around the outside, does Reedhead. And manages to hold that position. Oh, he's out of shape again, Braden Carroll. He manages to recover, not bad, but through goes Riley Harrison. And there goes Lyndon Galbraith up to third place for the troubles he's had. And the two yellow Anglias just about having it coming together there. Hamish Brader and Braden Carroll. So he's dropped down to fifth. Braden Carroll from that little half spin. Just going to show you how close the field is for the Tier 2 guys here at the Euro Park Motorsport Park at Ruapuna. Reedhead still leads the way with a lap and a half to go from Riley Harrison, who's been backwards and forwards and finds himself in second at the moment. Here goes Carroll now trying to make a move on Hamish Brader, the HOSS boss, and Carroll goes wide out in the grass, loses a wee bit of momentum, but he's still got the foot up it as they come round down to the last corner onto the back straights. Very important to try and keep the speed up through this corner for good exit speed onto that long back straight here at Euromark. So getting a wee bit out of shape, Braden Carroll. A wee bit further back, Michael Pateman. And Blair Gabbity. So this is really going to mix the point situation up. Michael Pateman, Blair Gabbity's, Braden Carroll were the top three, I think, in the points coming into this race. And the leader is on the final lap, so Dallas Reedhead. He's just slipped that pin back into the hand grenade there and just about to clip the old circle thing back over the top of it. He thinks he's got the job done. Riley Harrison, a second and a half back. These two still going for it. Braden Carroll is well, they're both number 66, these two cars, but Braden Carroll's chasing Hamish Brader. That's Hamish Brader there. The front one of these two cars. Braden Carroll. He'd like to get their position back by the end of the race. Only half a lap to do it. As the race leader can't be far away from coming down onto the get the checkered flag. Here he is now, Dallas Redhead in the wee wide angle box with the 5 litre V8 in him. And he's going to come round and come down and take the checkered flag. Dallas Redhead. It'd be a good end of the night for him. He started 4th, comes through, takes a race win. Riley Harrison, a good second for him too. Lyndon Galbraith 3rd. Hamish Brader, Braden Carroll, Michael Plateman and Blair Gabbardy sets the fastest lap on the last lap, a 1:21.9. So great stuff there for him, but not very good for the points though for him. So it's the Tier 2 drivers at Ruapuna. So congratulations, Dallas Redhead, Riley Harrison, Lyndon Galbraith, Hamish Brader, Braden Carroll, Michael Payton, Blair Gabbardy. That's going to mix the point situation up. And Braden Carroll, he had a couple of 3 goes at it. Can't knock him for trying, but just a wee bit eager on that accelerator. And around she goes. So pretty good. You'll see on the screen there the Red Bull car. And then beside that's the BMW, the M3. They're the 2 cars for the monthly challenge this month. The M3 at Mid-Ohio, which we did here in the V8 Utes a wee while ago. So if you want to try the M3 out, do get on down here and get your name up on the timing screen for the monthly challenge. You might find yourself in the fast 8, the Tier 2 or the Tier 3, and have a great race night down here with the rest of the drivers. So just strapping the fast 8 guys in, and they are going to have a shot at it at Ruapuna. No qualifying, she's straight into a random draw, getting them off the line, 7 laps, and then we will have an enduro after this race for the Tier 1 guys. So it's pretty tight in the points as well. Points update.
Race to go. It's Lyndon Galbraith has got for 1 point lead over Braden Carroll for 1st and 2nd, and then Blair Gabbardy is on 46 points. Dallas Redhead's on 43 points, and Michael Pateman's on 38 points. Riley's on 36 points. So 12 points covering the first six drivers. Pretty tight.
So that's the point situation. Only a 1 point in it. Lyndon Galbraith leading at the moment with the enduro left to come. So we will be triple stacking the cars. We'll have a Tier 3 driver, a Tier 2 driver and a Tier 1 driver in a team, and we'll have a mini enduro. So looking forward to that after this next race from the Fast 8. Man on fire at the moment, young Alex Sprague and Billy Rowley. Been going at loggerheads this evening, and also last month's Jules, a pretty good racing too. A 16 lapper at Townsville was an excellent one. Looks like they're getting a wee bit of a practice, these guys. No, chuck them straight on the grid. So there we go. Andrew Bruce, Billy Rowley off the front row. Alex, the 2 Sprague brothers off the second row. Morgan Dorr, Johnny Small, and then Nick McPherson off the back. But Andrew Bruce has got it all to himself out there in front. So waiting on the lights for the Fast 7 tonight. Andrew Bruce in the wee green machine gets the jump as they head down to the first corner here at Euromark Motorsport Park, and tucked right in behind Billy Rowley in the wee blue car. We'll try and go around the outside, or just about too wide. Going through the first left-hand kink, someone's out on the grass. I think that's Johnny Small, Morgan Dorr also. But Billy Rowley finds himself out in front, followed closely by Corbin Sprague in the first of the wee yellow and red Anglias as they head up towards the hairpin for the first time. Rowley being defensive. Corbin Sprague comes across up the inside. Take that tight line. Rowley will try and come back at him. Great racing from these two. Bit of a touch between the two of them, but they sort themselves out. Rowley spits himself out the other side in front. And that was a good passing or try there from Corbin Sprague. Tried to dive up the inside, but rarely had it covered. And hangs on to that lead. Good battle going on here. Andrew Bruce in the green car with Alex Sprague in the wee white car. Gives him the wee bump and run. And it gets up to third. Ducks up the inside in the V8 Anglia. And there's Corbin Sprague. Billy Rowley in the blue and white car. A good race between these two guys. And these wee Oscar V8 Anglias. Oh, here a bit of an F-bomb in the background from Alex Sprague. I think it was having a big moment. And not too sure who with, but he's fallen down to 6th there, young Alex. And of course, 50% damage on. You're certainly going to notice it in these things as well. So come down into the heavy braking zone, through that kink, hard on the brakes, then through this corner here. Still Billy Rowley with Corbin Sprague right on his bumper as they head back up through the right-left combination. Side by side, the two of them. Looks like Sprague might have his nose in front. Bit of a hit by Rowley. Let him know he's there. Still side by side, the two of them heading up to the hairpin. I think Corbin Sprague's got the job done, but you'll see Billy Rowley try and come through up the inside. Another hit in the same spot again, these two. This time it's Corbin Sprague pops out in front, heading into the infield, to the right combination. Still Rowley though, hard on Sprague's tail. So head into the right-hander. He has a wee sniff up the inside, Rowley. Just enough room there to put a wheel up on the ribbon strip and keep Sprague looking in the mirrors as they come into the next right-left combination. And it's Corbin Sprague this time. Wee bit of a nose on the front of these things with big air intakes. Pretty well done. Is on board with Billy Rowley, trying to go around the outside of Corbin Sprague. So there goes Sprague there, comes back at him. Rowley will come up the inside and get a good run as they head down the back straight side by side. The two of them as they go across the stripe. Pretty good stuff. Back there in third place we find Nick McPherson and Andrew Bruce. And Alex Sprague all the way down the back there. Got a lot of work to do with only 4 laps left to go. But it's Billy Rowley this time. Manages to get the job done. Sprague coming back at him, has a wee look into the lefty, up the straight now, up towards the hairpin. He's a wee bit too far back this time, Corbin Sprague, although have a wee dive just to let Rowley know that he's here. And up they go, heading back into the infield. The left-right combination. Rowley, the clear winner by 8 seconds in race 1 for the V8s tonight, was really on fire. And he's just got a bit of a gap back to Corbin Sprague now, just under a second. Just enough to take the pressure off anyway. And then she's another 3 seconds further back to Nick McPherson and Andrew Bruce. Then a long way back to Morgan Dorr, Johnny Small and Alex Sprague. But there goes Rowley in the blue number 22 into the last corner. Pretty cool looking cars, these Oscar Anglias you could call them, with the V8s in them. And just starting to clear out a wee bit, a second and a half back to Corbin Sprague. Nick McPherson still hanging on to third.
21 for Billy on that lap. 23 for Corbin.
So they're there or thereabouts with 3 laps left to go. Second and a half the gap first to second. Not much Nick McPherson can do there. He's 3 seconds further back in third. Then Andrew Bruce, another just under 2 seconds back. They're both, there's Andrew Bruce there. Him and Nick McPherson both running the green Anglias. There goes Morgan Dorr on the 66. Johnny Small not too far behind him. And then Alex Sprague another 3 seconds further back, just in the background there. He's got a lot of left hand down going in that Anglia, as you can see, or right hand down I should say, so he's way out of sorts from having a bit of a prang earlier on in the race. So he's just looking to finish and get some points. And, down the back of the pack, and visually you can see the wheel moving around. He's holding it right hand down by just about 90%. So there he is there on shot. 3.5 seconds back. Fastest lap of the race, Billy Rowley, 1:21.7 from the lead. He's got that lead out to 2.2 now, back to Corbin Sprague. McPherson still 2.5 seconds back from Corbin Sprague. Johnny Small now fastest lap of the race, 1:21.6 from 6th spot. So we're just turning it up, have a listen to this, on board with Corbin Sprague. Hard on the brakes. Okay. Into the infield. We right-left combination here. We're pretty patient into the right part of it. Just going to ride that curve through there. And this one here too, you don't want to overshoot that corner too much. Ride the ripple strip out there, back up into the next right-left combination. No one's taken those markers out of that corner yet, which is a bit surprising. And then of course up through here. Of course, Ruapuna's had a couple of different configurations over the years. I remember the last time I raced there was in 1988, and they had the hairpin in there and also the dipper out in the middle of the track. So that's the way it's sitting at the moment, though. Billy Rowley, Corbin Sprague, Andrew Bruce. There's Corbin there on screen. 3 seconds now the gap, first to second. So he's really preying on a mistake by Billy Rowley. Alex Sprague now fastest lap of the race with a bit of left hand down. I don't know how he's done that, but a 21.6. He really is hanging on to that steering wheel in an odd sort of way. Oh, Billy Rowley, our race leader. He tries to get the power down a wee bit early. Here comes Corbin Sprague. Is he going to take advantage now as they head up to the left-right combination? He carries the momentum through. Rowley's going to try and come back at him with a lap and a bit left to go. So a mistake from our race leader. 3 second lead he had. He's going to try and come up the inside again at Corbin Sprague. Heading back up to the next right-left combination. And has he got his position back? Is he? Looks Corbin Sprague still keeping that inside line, even though it costs him a wee bit of ground out there. Oh, gets spun. Billy Rowley gets spun. It was bound to happen. It was a wee bit too tight there for Corbin, and there was a touch between the two of them, so it'd be interesting to see, because that was the race adjudicator there that got spun, so he could be in for a bit of a penalty there. He'll be straight off the sim and looking at the replay there, Billy Rowley, but a bit of bad luck for him. All the way back to the end of the fourth, he's got... Yeah, I know. Alex has set the fastest lap with a lot of right hand down going in the car. In fact, the steering wheel's pretty much at 90 degrees, and he still sets the fastest lap. So he's up. He's got a spot back on Nick McPherson, who's had a bit of a mare there somewhere. But it's Billy Rowley though, who did it all on his own and opened the door up for Corbin Sprague to get through on the last lap. Andrew Bruce finds himself in second place, which he'll think's a bit of a surprise. Johnny Small in the third, so Johnny Small had that moment on the first lap, put himself down the back of the pack, and then Alex Sprague had a moment. So they all pretty much had a moment somewhere around the track as Morgan Dorr there coming under pressure from Alex Sprague. He's fighting a lot of damage in that car. Still manages to set the fastest lap. See the big front bumper on them with a big air intake, feeding the air into the radiator. He's on board with Morgan Dorr. He's our race leader. Is Corbin Sprague. He started 5th, takes the race win. Again, Nick McPherson rounds out the Fast 7. So great stuff from those two guys. Billy Rowley, though, he'll be going home doing some homework after that one. So great stuff. So that's it from the Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3.
That last
I did pick it.
you asked the question.
This is what it feels like on the other side of it.
Yep.
We're going to be thinking about. Because you only go past. I don't have to do 13 minutes. You get people. I'll be staying up. I'll do an extra left by
Yeah, guys, just to update on points. So the Fast 8.
Righto, so welcome back to commentary here at HOSS. Just been and done my stint, and it's pretty hard to keep these things on the track, that's the real. Well, I'm out, Hamish Brader's in for the second stint. You'll see a lot of guys starting to come into the pits now. And at the moment it's Corbin, Sprague, Galbraith, Latu, as we see some cars coming into the pits. The Sprague, Redhead, Swaney, which will be a formidable task to try and beat. So, a lot of them coming in and doing their pit stops. There's Hamish Brader out there at the moment, trying to make up for amends for my couple of spins. And there's the rest of them starting to come out onto the track. Now after the pit stop, looks like Dallas Redhead in behind the wheel. Who else have we got? Hamish Brader, Paul Latu's there as well, and looks like Tim Horn, another one that's behind the wheel. Braden Carroll also, some pretty good lineups there. Corbin, Sprague, Galbraith and Latu. Rowley, Pateman and Horn will be pretty strong. Sprague, Redhead, Swaney, another strong one, and also McPherson, Harrison, Hamilton. In fact, they're all pretty good lineups, Dorr, Carroll and Hammond. But at the moment, it is the Corbin, Sprague, Galbraith, Latu car that's leading the way. That's the car on screen, the number 23 NGK Sparkplugs car of Alex Sprague, Dallas Redhead and James Swaney. Sitting there in third, tucked in behind McPherson, Harrison, Hamilton car. As they come through that very fast left. Oh, goes wide, Redhead goes wide. That allows the McPherson, Harrison, Hamilton car through up to third position. So that was a swap for positions. A lot of work for Hamish Brader to do, and then probably even more for Johnny Small once he gets in the car as well. So, couple of spins. Looks like Tim Horn now looking pretty racy on Latu. Latu leading the way at the moment in the 66 car. Tim Horn there in the blue and white car, tucked in behind. That's first and second there on the track. Not too sure if Latu's pitted yet. Horn has a wee dive up the inside. And looks like he gets the job done as Latu lets him go. He could have dived back and had a wee go there, Paul Latu, but decided better of it and let probably the fastest man go. Oh, a couple of F-bombs from over the shoulder going, so someone's having some issues there. The HOSS boss, he's got a lot of work to do from 7th place. Hamish Brader. There's the Sprague, a Redhead Swaney car, finds himself down in 4th now. After the first round of pit stops are all said and done. It's the Rowley, Pateman, Horn car. There it is there on shot. It leads the way. Tim Horn behind the wheel, bare feet and all. And Corbin, Sprague, Galbraith, Latu car. Paul Latu still behind the wheel. For the second stint, fastest lap of the race, the number 5 car. Gabbardy's Carroll, 1:22.606. There's Corbin, Sprague, Latu on screen there, coming under some pressure this time for the McPherson, Harrison, Hamilton car, and they go through up to second. So Latu now back down to third, and coming under some pressure from Dallas Redhead, who's looking pretty racy in behind. The Alex Sprague, Redhead, Swaney entry sitting there in 4th place at the moment. And who have we got there? Braden Carroll, I think, behind the wheel. Also sitting there in 5th place. Oh, it was that Blair Gabbardy's. So just see 12 minutes each for each driver in the car. There's the Dallas Redhead and the NGK Sparkplugs, number 23, from 4th place. Putting some pressure now on Latu, trying to run Latu wide. Latu gets a wee bit out of shape, straightens up, but he's lost a spot. And through goes Redhead up to third. Going to try and chase down the McPherson Harrison Hamilton car. And I think it is Mitch behind the wheel, that car at the moment. Fastest lap of the race once again is the Andrew Bruce Gabbity's Carroll car. And they're sitting down there in 5th place at the moment. Blair Gabbity's behind the wheel. There's the Door Carroll Hammond car sitting there in 6th place. That's Redhead in 3rd. Tim Horn out in front at the moment with the Rowley Pateman Horn team. Doing it pretty easy at the moment. 7 seconds back to the McPherson Harrison Hamilton car, and they're only a second or so back to the Sprague Redhead Swaney entry, so pretty close. Right from Ruapuna, all getting wide, just kisses the wall there, does Redhead, manages to not do too much damage to the wee thing. Goes Braden Carroll there and down to 6th place. Wee bit of work to do there. Morgan Dorr will be jumping in that for the final stint. So it's not often you'll see a crowd that size up at Ruapuna. In fact, normally you don't see much there. Quite a few on the bank there tonight, watching from the Euro Park Motorsport Park in Christchurch. There's Braden Carroll there in the wee green number 174, chasing down Paul Latu. Latu sitting there in 4th place at the moment, doing the 2nd stint. See the pit box time down in the right hand bottom corner of the Rowley Pateman Horn car, 22.8 for their pit time. Oh, who's that running wide? That was Paul Latu it was. So now down to 5th. The Sprague Galbraith Latu team. And Andrew Bruce and Blair Gabbity's behind the wheel at the moment, sitting there in 4th place. Bit of the curb on the inside there. Dallas Redhead still sitting there in 3rd place, just under 2 seconds behind 2nd place car. That's the difference there between those two. Hamish Brader trying hard to claw back some time from my mistakes. He's still 30 seconds further back behind the race leader. Yeah, looks like he's got a warning light going on the dashboard too there for a gearbox by the looks of it, Hamish Brader. So into the right-left combination in the midfield. Dallas Redhead still sitting there in that 3rd place, starting to close up now on the back of the McPherson Harrison Hamilton car. Mitch Hamilton behind the wheel, visually closer, a couple of car lengths in fact. Try and get a toe down the long back straight will Redhead, and Redhead does the fastest lap of the race, a 1:22.14 as they go into the left hand kink, hard braking zone. Oh, just getting a wee bit out of shape there was the McPherson Harrison Hamilton car. Mitch Hamilton it was, getting out of shape, drops down to 3rd. So Redhead now up to 2nd. Looking pretty good. Got 7.5 seconds to catch up to Tim Horn, who's doing a solid job out there in front at the moment. Only a couple of minutes away from the next driver change. So it'll be interesting to see who jumps in next. it'll be Billy Rowley will bring them home. At the moment, looking pretty good. Must have been a solid effort from Pateman in the first stint. Oh, here's the two green Anglias having a wee go at one another. So, taking a lot of grass there. Who was that? Was that Blair Gabbity's? Taking a hell of a lot of grass there. And it gets out of shape. Oh, coming together, the two greenies, and Gabbity's goes through. So it was McPherson car that had the spin. It took to the grass, I should say. Mitch Hamilton, and he got it back underway again. Here goes Hamish Brader down towards the rear. He's slowly picking it back, but 20 seconds is a long way to get back there after a couple of spins early on. No one else has pretty much had any eventful times. So, Tim Horn not too far away from coming in. Here's Braden Carroll and Latu down to fifth now. Corbin Spray getting ready to jump in. Try and bring her home. He's got a wee bit of work to do there from fifth place. All the heavy hitters ready to jump in. Billy Rowley, Alex Sprague, Johnny Small, Morgan Dorr, Nick McPherson are all getting ready for the last stint. So inside, just 1 minute to go for the next driver change, so they can pit any time they want. And who we got in here? Hamish Brader in. So Johnny Small will be Hamish Brader out, Johnny Small in. Will be the first ones to do the pit stop, and try and pull her home, but 20 seconds further down. Yeah. So there goes Johnny Small in the red and blue 67. As the rest of them come in for their pit change. Let's see Mitch Hamilton coming in. He'll hand over to Nick McPherson. We'll see what Johnny Small can do from there, but as I say, a long way back, especially all these heavy hitter guys coming back in. Alex Sprague into the seat, Billy Rowley in. And Andrew Bruce in behind the wheel as well. Morgan Dorr just jumping in, Braden Carroll out. They're down there in sixth place at the moment. And a long way to go. There's the race leader at the moment. It's the Rowley Pateman Horn trifecta at the moment, out in front. Just under 2 seconds back to Alex Sprague. So it's going to be a great battle once again between Rowley and Alex Sprague. 8 seconds further back to Andrew Bruce. And then it's Nick McPherson, Corbin Sprague, Morgan Dorr and Johnny Small. There goes the race leader, as I say, just under 2 seconds between the two of them. 10 minutes left in the race here at Christchurch. Look at that crowd there. You haven't seen that for a number of years at Ruapuna. Probably will when the V8s come there next year. Be pretty good stuff. There's the gap first to second. That's Morgan Dorr down there in sixth spot. Cruising back there by himself. Got 20 seconds back to Johnny Small in seventh. But it's Billy Rowley, Pateman and Tim Horn looking pretty good out there at the moment. Still just under 2 seconds for Alex Sprague. Just seen it on board, just watching Alex Sprague, very busy behind the wheels, got the feet going flat out. Another wee angle box. He'll be racing this weekend, Alex Sprague, out at the Classics. Have the 2K Cup Integra out there doing a few laps in the small saloons. Getting some more seat time in for the season. Just come off an excellent weekend up at Ruapuna last weekend, actually, in the 2K Cup. And took out the round honours in the my old car, actually, the Honda Integra. So he'll be getting her on the trailer again this Saturday for the Brooklands Classic. out there at levels. I think there's about 68 odd entries this weekend. Some big fields there in the large saloons and the small saloons. Alex Sprague, fastest lap of the race at 1:21.4. So he's really trying now, trying to track down Billy Rowley. These two been going at it hammer and tongs for a long time, and a different car, doesn't matter what they're driving, they're thereabouts, the two of them. And you'll visually see that Alex is closing up down into the hairpin, around about the second mark, just under even. Rowley will come under some pressure very shortly from young Alex, who I rate very highly as the driver of the future, along with Corbin as well. I think Alex is equally as good as Corbin is. And Peter Sprague will definitely, you see him walking funny a wee bit lately out there at the car wash. Peter Sprague's probably because he's a wee bit light in the rear pocket, with two young fellas chasing their motorsport aspirations. Definitely hard on the old wallet. So around down on the back straight, gets a good run. Alex Sprague pulls out nice and early. He's not too worried about a draft. He's going to pull up side by side with Billy Rowley, and to try and get it done, another fastest lap. He goes a 10th faster, 1:21.3, and looks like he's got the job done. And to the front goes Alex Sprague. Had that passing move well sorted early on in that down the back straight, and just starting to pull away a wee bit from Billy Rowley. Oh, Rowley comes back at him, tries to get the inside line, gives it the wee touch up the inside. You can't do that, not even down here at HOSS. You might get away with it at Waimate, but definitely not here. Wee bit of a touch up the inside, and he does get away with it. He manages to hang on to it, Alex Sprague. So Rowley looking racy. Definitely likes that inside run, does Billy Rowley. Don't want to leave him too much room. If he get a half a tyre in there, he will. Into the last corner on the back straight. Let's see what happens this time. Down the back straight again, still Alex Sprague. Only 0.2 of a second between the two of them. He comes across defensive Alex Sprague. Rowley follows him, tries and goes around the outside. He might try and do the crossover, but very defensive there, Alex Sprague, and keeps it nice and tidy as well. So not much Rowley can do about that. Nice defensive line, no mistake, and not much he can do about it. Fastest lap of the race now, Corbin Sprague, 1:21.2, got a couple of tenths quicker. Who's that spun out there? Was that Johnny Small? It was too. Gets a lap put on him. And two leaders go through a long way back to Andrew Bruce there in third place, 14 seconds. But these two going hammer and tongs through the left-hand, right-hand combination on the run up through the infield. Third up to fourth, back down to third through this wee section here. What can Rowley do? He's going to try and go around the outside, is he? No, there's no way around there. And Sprague hangs on to that line. And into the last corner, onto the back straight. What can Rowley do from there? Oh, there goes Johnny Small into the wall there in the 67, still out of shape. And they are a lap behind now. That's the small Breda Lancaster side. Didn't really recover from the first stint. And in the end, going a lap down with 4 minutes left to go. So I make that about sort of 3 laps maybe left in the race. And it's still Alex Sprague chopping it down through the gears into the hairpin. Got about half dozen car lengths back to Billy Rowley. Not much he can do from there. Andrew Bruce still 13 seconds behind. There goes Corbin Sprague. He's out in his lonesome in fifth. Hasn't really made any positions in his stint whatsoever, but has set the fastest lap of the race. 1:21.2. Back to the race leaders. Looks like Sprague's just eking out another couple of car lengths there. Opening up a nice safe wee gap, about a half a second back to Rowley. So they're going to come round with 3 minutes left to go. So perhaps a couple of laps, maybe 3 left to go for these two. Rowley be hoping it's 3 laps. As they head down the back straight again. Try and get a bit of a tow there, Rowley. And we see here another couple of F-bombs flying around the show. I think that was Blair Gabbarty's might have been firing one out as very late on the brakes. There was Billy Rowley just about into the back of Alex Sprague. And in the end just managed to pull it up, lost a wee bit of momentum. And up the short back straight into the very tight hairpin here. Might give him a wee nudge, does he, Billy Rowley? No, he doesn't, but he's very close. With 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. So Johnny Small's managed to stay with these two guys, even though he's a lap down. You'll be quite enjoying watching what's going on out in front. Still Billy Rowley though. Half a car length between the two of them in the Oscar Anglia V8s. Into the right-left combination in the midfield. Still got the pressure on. See him close up a wee bit there. Just about give him a nudge. He's got the nose right up the inside. Billy Rowley's going to try and go around the outside of the last corner. He'll cut across in front, and he might have got the job done if he can close the door. The door's still open a bit though for Sprague. He's going to come across around the outside. Does Rowley? Sprague's given up and said, no, I'll take a tow, thanks. Rowley comes across in defence as they come down into the left-handed kink. Sprague's going to try and go around the outside. Rowley's going to stay tight on the inside. Sprague goes around the outside, does he? He's going to have the right inside line for the next corner. Gets a bit of a hole shot out into the wee right-handed kink. Here we go in through the left. This is great stuff from these two drivers. They head up towards the hairpin with a minute and a bit left on the clock. Into the hairpin. What can Rowley do? He might try the up and under again, but Sprague's awake to it as they head back up through the S's into the left-right left combination. Sprague pinches a bit of a break. Great on-board shots here with Johnny Small. Here's on board with Billy Rowley. Another break pinch there from Alex Sprague to head back up the infield into the right-left combination. Pretty tight there between the two of them. They're going to come round with probably and get the last lap board this time, I would say. So what can Rowley do now? He might try and have a wee look, does he? He's not close enough. A bit of a bump and run, is it? No, it's not. Try and get a good run, a good tow down the back straight. See what he can do this time. The last lap board will be out. You just see Sprague disappearing off there, so he got the best of the run onto the back straight. What can Rowley do in the braking zone? See Johnny Small still sticking there with them too, so he's been showing good pace. Shame about the first driver in that team. But looks like Alex Sprague, Dallas Redhead and James Swaney looking pretty good at the moment to take the race win for the Enduro here at Ruapuna. Still half a lap left to go, but Billy Rowley really now not close enough to force any sort of move coming into the tight stuff, and I think he's backed off. You just have to settle for second, I think, with young gun Alex Sprague out there, half a dozen car lengths in front. So up to the right left right combination. Alex Sprague still. Remember, he just raced up in Ruapuna last weekend for real, the first round of the 2K Cup, so he'll know the track pretty well. Here goes Rowley, but late on the brakes, hoping for some room up the inside, but they're going to come down. I think they're going to get the checkered flag this time. Looks like it is. Going to come through. Or is it the final lap this time, is it? No, it's a race win. Started fourth. Take out the race win. Alex Sprague, Redhead and Swaney take it out from Rowley, Pateman and Horn. And then it looks like it's going to be Bruce, Gabbarty's and Carroll coming through for third. And then a couple of the guys still going there in the background. Paul Misray getting close to one of them. Right, so it's great stuff from HOSS tonight, from all three tiers.
So, guys, we will do a quick break. We have do a one-lap shootout. If you've got 5 minutes to hang around, do the points, get them loaded up into a hot lap. Do some quick points. Last race. That lap, second overall in and James Roney, good on mate, 77 points. do it from, I was in 7th. Riley was 6th, 8 points. Braden Carroll was 5th, 5 points. And second, 1 point. And 100 voucher. Started with a he was on 68. If you're wondering, you get 25 for 50. Alex, I'm getting the trophy engraved if you do win it. In top 8. Small on 5 points. Top 8. Third on 68 points. Billy and Alex both ended up on 7. Up. Week, one's interesting. Basically between 5 and 7 up. Late races, if there's 19 or 11 people, bottom 3 don't get to race for the night. Drop round. I'll do it. Full pin of you. Didn't lose. Right. Well done, Billy. Second. And Alex. Guys, yeah, like I say, if you Wednesdays for the next 10 weeks, drop rounds, don't worry, up to 1, do what you can. The price Supercar anywhere up. But perhaps good. Thanks, mate. Thank you. Vice Pressure. Oh, yes, I'll give you.